Right up front of you.
Hey, Charlotte, right in front.
I'm like embarrassing them. Okay. I'd like to call the March 10th Upper Gwynedd Township Business Meeting to order. Our first up to order with all the softball team and baseball team, please stand and lead us in the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dan, would you do the roll call, please?
Catherine Carter, President.
Here.
Rebecca Moody, Vice President.
Here.
Denise Hall, Commissioner.
Here.
Liz McNaney, Commissioner.
Here.
Gregory Mull, Commissioner.
Here.
Sandra Zadell, Township Manager.
Here.
Megan Weaver, Assistant Township Manager.
Here.
Lauren Gallagher, Township Solicitor.
Here.
Nicholas Cross, Township Engineer.
Here.
David Duffy, Chief of Police.
Here.
Brian Shapiro, Finance Director.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce Ed Hill, the president of the Norgwin Baseball, to come to the mic.
I love everyone. Stop. Yeah.
Just sorry to interrupt, but make sure there's a green light, so hit push.
There is a green light.
There you go.
Well, first of all, I love
Uh-oh. Did we turn it off?
Yeah, I was saying the green light was on. All right. Who doesn't like those shirts that our commissioners are wearing tonight? You all look great. Thank you. Thank you. So hi, everyone. I'm Ed Hill, president of Norgwin Baseball and Softball. On behalf of the entire organization, thank you for inviting us to the township meeting and for your incredible support of the Norgwin Baseball and Softball organization. Your commitment to our athletes, fields, and programs has made a lasting impact in our community. Norgwin Baseball and Softball is a community-based, all-volunteer organization and a fantastic place for our children to play baseball and softball. We use 9 ball fields, 7 practice batting cages, 5 of them under the roof of the Hawk's Nest, and 10 turfed practice pitching bullpens. On top of that, we have 2 snack stands and 5 bathrooms. Norgwin has over 40, we pushed 40 this year, 40 rec baseball and softball, spring, summer, and fall teams, 10 tournament travel teams, baseball juniors, Legion, and Chestnut Hill College that practice and play a full schedule each year. That's over 600 players from ages 4 through 21. We also host many baseball and softball tournaments at our fields where teams travel to Norgwin and the families patronize local businesses. The township's unwavering support has made a profound impact, making the Norgwin complex a better place to play ball for residents. Recent facility improvements include installing foul ball safety nets around all 4 lower fields, placing new fencing on fields 1, 2, and 3, and we're looking to replace 2 light poles on field 3 this year. Anyone want to volunteer, just let me know. We also appreciate the help of the Upper Gwynedd Township Public Works Department, who provides support with backhoes, bucket trucks, stone and mix delivery, street signs, and a lot more. We're very proud of the environment in which our players play, and we hope that the township's contributions give you the same sense of pride. Thank you again for inviting Norgwin Baseball and Softball to the board meeting and for believing in Norgwin. We hope to see you at opening day, Saturday, 10 a.m., April 5th. Go Enforcers and go Hawks and go River Bandits. Thank you.
We don't want to.
Right now.
I think he's going to talk first.
I'm going to talk first, Liz, so give me just 1 second. Now I'm going to speak from right here. Have a seat. So you guys might not realize this, but I'm as probably excited about this evening as you guys are. I know a great many of you guys, most of the older boys, 12, 13U, but I know almost every softball girl in this room because they play with my daughter, Emma. I'm Commissioner Greg, but I'm also known as Coach Greg and Alex and Emma's dad. So you guys probably know my kids. And I want to tell you, I'm going to talk a little bit about the accomplishments that these teams had, but what it means to be a Hawk, first of all. These kids got there and had the success because they have integrity, accountability. They show up and they handle their business on and off the field. That's a big credit to the coaches and the parents here, because they're setting their kids up for success in life, not just for baseball and softball. And to me, that's what it means to be a Hawk. I take that very seriously. And just point of personal privilege, my AAA Blackhawk fall ball, we're also undefeated. So so, accountability and handling your business on and off the field are things that you hear me talk about a lot as a coach. And I believe in that so strongly. I wear those colors quite literally on my sleeve. So I'm going to talk about the boys first. So we got 12U, what are now the 10U boys, but they were the 9U last year. So I'm going to talk about the 9U Norgwin Hawks tournament team. They finished their season with a 35-12 record, which is incredible. They began the season winning the North Penn Area Baseball Knights Cup and the Southern Lehigh Tournament, and finished runner-up in Ripken District, which is also just amazing. Finished runner-up but qualified for the Ripken Regionals in Cherry Hill, and finished runner-up in a very tight championship against Cranford, New Jersey, and still qualified for the World Series in Indiana. They won the Norgwin Woodbat Classic and finished the season winning the Penridge Summer Slam. So first, I'm going to go through and say thank you to the coaches for the leadership that you guys show your team, and I'm sure that you families and kids feel the same way. We have Andy Dezitzik, Tom Kemper, who I don't believe is here this evening, David Adkis, Dan Chow, Mike Roberts, Kyle Sherman, and Scott Crater, my favorite gym teacher. And on that team, and boys, if I mispronounce your name, I apologize in advance, but I don't think I will. We have Anthony Clark, Carter Cho, Dalton Thomas.
Could you guys please stand when he calls your name?
Dimitri Huff.
Stay,
Go ahead and stay standing, boys. You should be proud. This is your moment. Dimitri Huff. Where's Dimitri? I see him. There he is. George Dezitzik, Jacob Ackerman, two future Red Sox here, Jonah Van Ooyen, and Carter Stokes. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Landon McNally, Mason Adkis, Sam Sherman, Schaefer Roberts, and Marco Kemper in abstention. So thank you let's give it a hand for these gentlemen. Great job, boys. Keep the pedal, keep that gas pedal on the floor, hit the gas. Have a great season. Good luck in rec, and good luck as 10U Hawks. I believe in you guys. I look forward to seeing what you guys have this season. Great job, boys. Ladies, I got to spend the weekend with a bunch of you and your parents this weekend at a tournament, but we're here to talk about Rec League and the River Bandits, who took it to my daughter's team pretty hard, I think, this past rec season, because you guys were a formidable group of young ladies. You guys are amazing kids, and I mean that sincerely. I know a lot of you, and you guys have been to the house and hang out with Emma, and you guys, embody everything that it means to be a Hawk, and I really do mean that. So without further ado, I would like to say that this team finished 13-0-1 for the season. They competed in the 10U, they competed in the 10U Bucksmont softball, winning 19, I beg your pardon, winning a 19-team end-of-season tournament, defeating Harleysville in the championship game. And they have a great coaching staff, led by Marty Henry, Phil Goodwin, Jason Faribault, and Miss Jen Henry. So ladies, stand when I say your name. Haley Goodwin, Amelia George, Meals, Olivia Marmol, Liv, my favorite actress, Charlotte Faribault, Reese Hammerquest, Ava Beckel, Reagan Dara, Lizzie Buckland, Audrey Benamarito, Naomi Henry, Nay, and Kira Dutz. Thank you, ladies. Good luck. Congratulations. And we'll see you out there this summer. Kira, we missed you this weekend. We probably could have used you. We missed you this weekend, Kira.
is they gonna take pictures?
That was the plan, but whatever.
You guys want to take pictures with the coaches?
Yeah, if you could, that'd be absolutely.
Come on, ladies.
All right, ladies first. Parents can get pictures. All right, boys, let's do this. Good. All right, guys. We have one more thing for the commissioners to stand up. Here you go. Clark and Deitch, get over here. We'll hand these to the commissioner. Little swag bag from Nora Gwynn. Thank you very much.
Are you too ambitious to get off on 3 by these?
I think we could do it. What do you think, guys, girls? All right, ready?
Give me Hawks on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hawks. Thanks again for having us. Liz, thanks for setting this up. This is from the softball team.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you, it was awesome. Yep. All right, now you can, thank you for having us. Opening day is April 5th.
Supposed to give you a present, you're not supposed to.
That's okay. Now you can stay for the meeting, players, or there's green and gold cupcakes out there in the hallway that you could go eat. It's up to you. It's totally up to you.
We have some authorizing resolutions you may want to sit for and come back for after you get your cupcake.
Thanks again, Liz. Denise, everybody, appreciate it.
They're the future leaders of civics. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, yeah, the doors.
Let's see. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Greg. Lauren, were there any executive sessions tonight?
There are no executive sessions to report this evening.
Next, we have public comments. Please state your name. Make sure you hit the green button. And if you're a resident or non-resident, our goal is to always give you the most complete and correct answers to your questions from our staff who are experts in their areas of expertise. For that reason, you have the option of enclosing your email address in the registry if you would like us to reach out to you during the week for full answers to your questions. First up, Dan Wallace.
You might want to come forward if you're having trouble hearing because the sound behind you is so loud. There's plenty of seats.
Thanks, Sandra. Dan Wallace, 848 Girard Avenue. That was a great ceremony. I'm a baseball umpire, a longtime baseball umpire, and I think that was fantastic. So kids, future civic leaders, get them in here to listen to the rest of this so they can become commissioners. Okay, I want to talk about 3 things real quickly. Sandra and Megan and I have been discussing I'll call it the Orange Barrier Bridge abutment at the corner of Allentown Road and or on Broad Street, South Broad Street. I live in that neighborhood. I'm at 848 Girard Avenue and walk there a lot and drive there a lot. Perhaps, I know how slowly the wheels of government move in Norristown. So if there's anything on this board or commissioners that could help my two colleagues along to get some movement on there. I know it's a county road and I know it's a county issue and it's been 3 years now. So just wanted the whole board to hear the discussion. Second thing we've been talking about is a street light at the corner of Girard Avenue where I live and Stony Creek Avenue. So there's a little pocket park that a lot of kids and we're getting more and more young kids in the neighborhood. We walk our dog. A lot of neighbors walk their dog. So I hope that's in the process all moving, and I don't know how long that's going to take, but I will make sure the board knows about that. And then the third thing is the fire station, a new fire station. Is there any news on that? I've spoken before in favor of the corner of Summitown Pike and Allentown Road, and I know it takes some time with the state funding and all the other minutiae you have to go through. So I just want to make sure you keep it on top of your list. And if there's anything new to report, let me know. Or if not, then just keep it going. So thank you.
Thank you.
Dan, I just had a quick question for you. For the street light, were you saying that you're looking to get a street light or that?
Yeah, we want to install one. It's a real dark neighborhood. I don't know if you're familiar with Stony Creek in Girard. There's a little footbridge that goes into the next development. Tons of people walk their dogs across that, a lot of kids. And there was one recently put up on Roosevelt Court that everybody likes. It's on State Street, and it's one of those nice decorative type ones. And I think and I'm a commercial real estate broker and developer, so there's power there, there's right-of-way there, there's streets there, there's everything there. I just don't know what your process is to fund it, to get it engineered, and to have it installed. That's why I wanted to bring the whole board together, because my neighbors keep asking.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
That ends our public comments. We had one. Oh, you came in late? Okay, come on up.
William Jackson, I'm a resident of West Point neighborhood. 3 points, all to do with transportation. As far as I understand it, the PennDOT has offered to both Lansdale Borough and Upper Gwynedd Township the option to have bike lanes painted on Welsh Road. They're going to be resurfacing that, I believe, here in 2025 or 2026. And my general understanding is the offer is that they will pay for the engineering, they'll put the paint down, and then the municipalities are responsible for maintaining the paint over time. I think this is a good opportunity to add those lanes to that section. It will open up access to the grocery stores along that stretch of road, which is significant right now. There's some ways to get through there which aren't too convenient. I know we have a couple members of Bike North Penn who live in Lansdale Borough, but ride to work on that stretch of road every day, and they would definitely appreciate it. And I do feel it also goes along with the great work that was recently done by the Parks and Sidewalk Commission about trying to understand that we have roads and thoroughfares that stretch across municipalities and where we can meet up with other points of contact we should. Now, I have no idea how that's going to shake out with Lansdale Borough. I know they're considering it, a section of that. So, and I'm not sure if even Montgomery Township would be part of that discussion since they're one side of the road. But just saying that members of the community would appreciate that addition. And it's a good economic opportunity to get it done without the township having to pay significant engineering fees to have that done. Second thing is kind of two concerns. One, I've been working for a while on a recommendation for West Point Pike with the railroad crossing, but the deterioration of the railroad crossing, both the metal in between the tracks and particularly the northbound lane as you come across the tracks. I've lived in West Point for 5 years now. It's always been in some state of disrepair. It's gotten much worse this winter, both the track metal and the side, off to the right, if you're trying to even just cross or get into that right turn lane on Moyer. It's really time that SEPTA addresses that. So anything that we can do to fix that is important. It's dangerous for bicyclists, it's dangerous for motorcyclists, and quite frankly, it's probably damaging my tires and parts of my car as many times as I drive over it every day. Same thing with the intersection of Sumneytown and South Broad Street. There was some sort of rupture there about 3 months ago. There was some night work done, and it was patched there at the gas station that's closed. That is now settled, and it's a pretty deep dip. You can get around it if you're on the far right on a bicycle, but even just driving across it. I drive.
You said Sumneytown and South Broad?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
And it's not like a straight patch, so it's very jumbly through there. It's sort of a diagonal cut. And I don't know if the intention was to add some more fill to it once it's settled, but it's definitely settled and it should be addressed. That's it. Thank you.
Phil, or you're not Phil, you're Bill. Typically, when there's settling like that, they like to let the pipe settle and then come back and do the restoration, or else the restored road will settle as well.
Right.
But we'll check in on that one.
Okay.
As for SEPTA, no, we have no authority over SEPTA whatsoever, and also the county.
Sure.
But we do, I know there was something that came up recently that our emergency management coordinator was trying to work on that. It's just really tough to get them to be interested in our
Sure.
complaints there, but we will continue to try.
Okay. I mean, I'm at the point where I'm going to reach out to my state representatives and
Mhm.
whatever it takes. So any backing I can get from you folks would be helpful. It's
Yeah.
a serious issue of danger and just beating up people's cars and their tires.
Yeah,
Kind of outrageous.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Thank you. I was just complaining about that to Sandra last week at the railroad crossing. And I think the Sumneytown and South Broad, they filled it today, but it's just like I just drove over it and all the gravel hit my car as I'm driving over it. But anyway, we're up to number 7, public hearing. I'm going to turn it over to our solicitor, Lauren Gallagher.
Thank you, President Carter. This is a public hearing regarding ordinance 2025-01. Copy of the ordinance is in the board's packets this evening, and we'll mark the exhibits, and then we'll go through the ordinance itself. T1 will be a copy of ordinance 2025-01. T2 will be a copy of the proof of publication of the legal advertisement, which ran on February 20th, 2025. The ordinance is fairly straightforward. It will amend the township's code to prohibit brake retarders on Valley Forge Road. This road is shared, the township controls half of it, or half is in Upper Gwynedd Township, the other half is in Talmenson Township. My understanding is that Talmenson has also agreed to enact a similar ordinance. This meets all PennDOT requirements, and PennDOT is aware of this and is in agreement with this as well. This is in a form ready for the board's consideration this evening.
Public comments? Board comments?
That's it. If there's no public comments, then it would be appropriate.
Sorry. You have a public comment, sir?
Okay. You can increase it. I mean, I think also maybe coming forward to sit in a seat that's closer, you may have a better chance. And we can speak to you after the meeting about some other options that we have.
But just to repeat, this is an ordinance that would prohibit brake retarders on Valley Forge Road. You just come up to the mic.
Okay.
We have a microphone. He has a microphone. He'll
We'll
bring it
come
back.
to you, sir. We're coming to you. One moment.
Can everyone hear me okay?
Yep. Yes.
My wife and I live on Scobie Drive, which is basically parallel to Valley Forge Road. And the entrance to our house is most easily made. across from the entrance to North Penn High School. We're about 1 block in from that intersection.
Your name, sir?
William.
Your last name?
Do I have to leave that name?
The
Is that
town-
required by the law?
the township's rules for public speaking do request, yes.
POTS, P-O-T-T-S.
Thank you.
On this question of brake retarders, I think we're experiencing more and more truck traffic between White's Road and Town Pike because of restrictions to other areas where trucks can no longer operate. So I believe that the truck volume is increasing for that reason, or perhaps another reason. Our house is constructed with double glass windows and shutters on the inside. I cannot begin to tell you that with those all closed, what that is like with the truck drivers is using that brake retardant procedure. I use the word to some people, it is ear shattering. Now, this old body has got a lot of things that are no longer operating properly. But I have, fortunately, good hearing and good eyesight. And it is absolutely unbelievable, that noise. If you are outdoors, I can't even describe how loud that is. And there's got to be a stop to that. Last fall, I approached personnel in State Representative Liz Handed's office. That was in September. I was told that the proposal to do something about that, put up signs with restrictions to that brake retardant, was declined at the state level by PennDOT. That subject matter was again introduced recently. And that person that I talked to at Liz Handed's office said it was approved for signage. I got a return call from that person from Liz Handed's office in December. Approved by PennDOT. Those signs aren't in sight yet. So I guess my question is, what does it take to get the signs up there?
It takes passing an ordinance by the township, which is what's under consideration tonight.
So the process, sir, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, great. I'm going to answer the question for you. So the process is PennDOT approves it, and then the township has to take action. So they approved it in December. We probably got notice of that in January. We put it on our today is March, our February agenda. We had to advertise the ordinance and the public hearing, which we are now having. The board will decide and vote now whether or not they're going to prohibit brake retarders on a section of Valley Forge Road, because it's a township vote as well, because we have to place the signs. So PennDOT said yes. Now the board is considering the action. If they say yes, then signs will be placed.
I'm confused.
Also, Tillmanson has to say yes.
Yeah, I understand that the center line, or the distinction between the two townships, is the very center of the line.
Mhm.
We've dealt with this situation, having lived there nearly 30-some years. You always have the problem of red lights and everything else, who's going to pay for what. And you always have those two townships to deal with this type of situation. But in my opinion, I think if I heard you correctly,
So the township is voting to install those prohibitions of brake retarders between White's Road and Town Pike, which I think includes where you live at Scobie.
that's correct.
So if the board takes this action tonight and they vote yes, The township will place the brake retarder signs on our side of Valley Forge Road. Tolomenson is also considering the same action.
I'm confused, obviously, because I don't understand why you're taking action when, unless I'm misunderstanding you, and if that be the case, I apologize.
That's okay.
But anyway,
PennDOT
why do you
owns,
have it- why do you have to approve it? You have approval from the state level.
because
They said
PennDOT,
you will put those signs in there. So why aren't they
No.
in there?
that's not how it works. PennDOT has to approve it because PennDOT owns the road. But the township is charged with enforcing that restriction. So in order to do that, the township has to pass an ordinance. And that's what we're doing tonight.
But to be clear, we can't do that unless PennDOT approves it. So if the township wanted the brake retarders and PennDOT said no, we can't place the signs. Now we got approval from PennDOT, so now we can move forward and the board can make a decision. It's our police that have to enforce those signs. It's your tax dollars going towards those actions, so the board has to take action on that.
Are you able to share where things stand with Tolomenson Township?
Last we heard from Tolomenson, Megan, would you like to share?
Yes, Tolomenson just recently approved on their side, so we just need to.
Will get signs if the board votes yes.
Okay, what's your best estimate? I'm going to put you on the dock here.
Okay, when are we going to put up the signs?
When are you going to get those signs up?
So I think,
Anyway, let me add something that it just came to mind here. If you don't think this is a problem, you're welcome to come to my house anytime you want to.
So, sir,
We're retired, we're around most of the time, and
I think the board does think it's a problem. That's why they authorized advertising the ordinance. And I can't guess how they're going to vote, but I don't think there's going to be a huge problem. I think you're going to get it, probably a yes vote. They'll vote in a moment.
The timing of your comment couldn't be more perfect because what you're looking for is exactly what we're discussing and voting on this ordinance right now.
yeah, I'm no.
So we have to take a vote on that ordinance and then Tolomenson will do the same thing and then you guys will get those signs if it's approved on
And I
both
think you're
sides.
asking me how long will it take for the signs to get placed? And I know that the lawyer is going to tell me that I probably need 30 days for the ordinance. 5. Probably need more than 5 days to get the signs ordered. And there can be delays on ordering signs, but they'll be placed shortly. It's a priority.
Hold on one second.
Yes, sir.
Better half is still very quiet.
Okay.
I'm Portia, Portia Potts, and the spouse of William Potts. And I do a lot of work outside. To hear that blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's every other minute as those trucks go by. And I don't know how much North Penn High School is disturbed by it, but they are loud. And there are residents all the way along that section from White's Road to Sumneytown Pike that it is disturbing. And I have a feeling that the traffic is probably going to increase, not decrease. And it really is disturbing in the spring and in the fall when we have the windows open to try to sleep with that amount of noise coming in from the outside day and night. Thank you very much.
That's probably all I have to say about that.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Potts. We fully understand. We fully understand your concerns and we're going to be addressing this ordinance as soon as you hand back the microphone.
Can I get it back easily if I need it?
Yes.
Thank you, by the way.
Thank you. Okay, that closes the public hearing. Now I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-01. Can I have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. We have any board comments? Any additional public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. So it just passed.
You'll see the signs just as soon as we can get them there.
Thank you. Next up, number 11 on the agenda. I'd like to make a motion to approve consent items A through J. Can I have a second?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. We have any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, that was a roll call vote.
Aye.
Yeah, can you do a roll call vote?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney, Commissioner Mull.
Motion passes unanimously. Next up. I'd like to make a motion to approve the police settlement agreement for their contract term from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2028. Can I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Number 13, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 04-2025, the disposition of specific township records. Can I have a second?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Number 14, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 05-2025, defining the contributions to the police pension plan. Can I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any public comments? Any board comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Next up, we have a motion, I'd like to make a motion to approve the appointments of various individuals to township boards and commissions. And I think some of them are here tonight. Is Caitlin Mest here? Like to say anything, Caitlin? Daniel Duckelberger, is he here? Teresa Stem? Tyler, like to introduce yourself. You want to say anything?
I was a volunteer.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Any board comments?
Congratulations.
Thank you for doing this for us, for Upper Gwynedd. Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Now I'd like to pass it over to Rebecca Moody for zoning, planning, and code enforcement.
Thank you, President Carter. I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 06-2025, the waiver of land development for the Merck West Point Wetlands Area Project.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? Up to make sure the light's bright.
My name is Beth Miller, and I am a resident of Upper Gwynedd. I have a question about this. I'm not well informed, so I apologize ahead. Is this what I read? I read something in a news article about some wetlands. There was a desire for some parking. Is that what this is about?
Yes, so
Okay.
Merck on their site, it has two wetland areas, and there are wetland banks. I don't know a better way to describe it, but you can bank the wetlands theirs, and then they'll be making an improvement on their property.
So it is what I read about. So my question is, what if any, impact is there? I have two questions. What, if any, impact is there on the water that goes into the Wissahickon? And also the second question is, our Environmental Action Committee, have they looked at this and made any comment about it? And my questions are coming from a concern that I have for enough water not continuing to get to the Wissahickon.
Thank you. And we do have a representative from Merck present. Greg, would you be able to answer Beth's questions? Please come to the podium. Thank you.
Greg Landis on behalf of Merck. To answer your question, no water is going to the Wissahickon because these two spots that we're looking to fill in are on the skip back side of the ledger. It's only going to affect about 8 to 10 cars of additional parking. These are ecologically insignificant areas. That's the official term that it covers. It's a very small area, but we have to go through the process of going through PennDOT and the Corps of Engineers, which we have done.
Might as well stay up because you had a question.
I'll just answer one part of Beth's question too about the EAC, if they reviewed it. Merck is requesting a waiver of land development. The EAC reviews during land development. So if they get a waiver of land development, the EAC won't get to review it. Yeah.
William Jackson, West Point. Kind of related to that last question. I've read the ordinance, if that's what it's called, and I read the article in the newspaper, and it's my understanding from reading those that there's supposed to be some sort of exchange, but it doesn't really specify what it's being exchanged for, and I'm not sure the process of identifying what that exchange is going to be, if there's some timeline. And my other question is water table. I have a general understanding that Merck West Point isn't allowed to remove any soil from the property because of I'm going to say historic contamination, but I'm not sure if that's the right phrase or the right justification. So my question is, are they going to fill this space in with clean soil or something? And how does that affect our water table? Not necessarily water reaching the Wissahickon, but that we're drawing water out of the water table around the Wissahickon. Is that all factored into the engineering of the proposal?
Let Greg answer that for you.
Well, Merck does remove soil from the site a lot of different times. We do try to manage it on the site as we use it and reuse it depending upon what's going on. These particular areas will get filled in with soil on the site, and there is no impact to the groundwater or anything else because we're going to be piping the areas directly to the storm basin to make sure that that's all accounted for.
Any other comments, questions? Okay.
There's a bank that you buy credits from, similar to what you would do for environmental credits if you have emissions that you want to do. There's a bank that has excess capacity for stormwater wetlands in different areas. One is the Quaker area down near Philly. So we're purchasing a small amount to get transferred down there in exchange for us being able to fill in ours. Again, it's 15,000 square feet. It's not a big area.
Thank you. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next, I'd like to turn it over, Public Safety, to Commissioner Hall.
Thank you, President Carter. Last week at our work session, the newly formed, thank you, Chief, the Township Traffic Safety Committee informed us of 2 projects that they think the township should focus on, 2 improvement projects for safety. One of them is the right turn only lane on Sumneytown Pike that leads into the Gwynedd development across from Corpus Christi. And the recommendation being that perhaps some writing on some painting of right turn only on that lane might help alert drivers sooner, because there's a lot of potential for accidents for drivers who aren't aware that that is only a right turn only lane, but they are going to further investigate that. So that was the first project. The second project is in regards to Pembroke Middle School as well as Gwynedd Elementary School at that intersection with Hancock and North Wales Road. The intersection itself actually is not in the school zone, which seems strange, but extending the school zone there is a pretty complicated process and very difficult to do. So the safety committee thought that we could investigate maybe a student crossing. We could come up with some other ways to make that intersection safer because most of the students do cross at that intersection. So these were two projects that they would like to move forward with, the township to move forward with. And so the first step is reaching out to our traffic engineer, Andy Heinrich. So I would like to make a motion this evening to approve traffic engineer, Andy Heinrich, to perform tasks needed to facilitate two recommended traffic improvements.
We have a motion. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
President Carter, if I can just jump in real quick.
Sure.
I think that there was a typo in agenda item number 12 for the settlement agreement. It should have been January 1st, 25 through December 31st, 27. Since the board has already voted on this item, my recommendation would be to just do a quick amended motion and second and just revote to correct the
Okay. Okay, does the board understand we're going to go back to number 12? Okay.
I apologize, BOC, it's my typo.
Good catch.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the police settlement agreement for their contract term, January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2027. Can I have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, sorry about that.
Lisa, did you finish?
I did. Thank you, President Carter.
Now I'd like to turn it over to Public Works, Commissioner Mall.
Thank you, President Carter. Agenda item number 18, there was a discrepancy in the lowest bid, and I believe the bidder inadvertently bid $290,000 less than anticipated. So we're making a motion to reject the bids for the 2025 roads program and reauthorize the project to be re-advertised.
We have a motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, President Carter. Number 19, I'm making a motion to authorize the township manager to sign and send the attached municipal authorization letter authorizing the DVRPC to study the feasibility of bike lanes on Route 63 in Upper Gwynedd Township. There is no budget impact other than the township is required to clear said lanes of debris.
You have a motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, President Carter. Agenda item number 20, I'm making a motion to authorize the advertisement of the bid for the West Prospect Avenue Drainage Improvement Project Phase 2. We've budgeted $379,576, and the total cost came in at $375,000.
That project hasn't gone out to bid yet. That's not going to be going out to bid for a while. That's just the estimated costs on there. Yeah.
Okay. We have a motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, President Carter. Agenda item 21, I have a motion to approve Resolution 08-2005, the DCNR C2P2 grant application for the construction of the power line trail.
I have a comment, President Carter. This is the same section of trail that you guys considered last week, just a different grant. So we'll, as I promised the week before, we will continue trying to layer grants onto this particular section, which is from Mill Road to Hancock, essentially.
We have a motion. Can I have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments?
Mark Connolly, it is green. So, Mark Connolly, 11 Carney Drive. So, I want to reiterate, like I did last week. So I live in this general vicinity. This particular intersection is somewhat dangerous to cross. So I definitely am in favor of this project, and I'm glad. I was actually just confused a moment ago. Wait, is this another grant? I thought that they applied for another grant last week. I thought that was a decision. So the other thing I wanted to mention that I didn't mention last week is that this intersection is also a SEPTA stop on both sides. So if someone from Gwynedd Club wants to take the SEPTA bus, I guess, towards the mall, they would need to cross at that. So having this trail crossing would be beneficial. And I know, obviously, how many people are crossing there to get on the bus? Probably not that many, but I know I have taken the bus once or twice, even though I have a car, because, if I want to go get my car, if it's, in the shop, sometimes that's cheaper than taking an Uber or Lyft, right? So, and crossing at that intersection is, otherwise you got to go all the way up to Hancock and go back down. So, that's a whole other challenge. So I'm definitely in favor of this. Thank you.
William?
Yeah, William Jackson, West Point. This one slipped past me. I didn't know it was on the agenda.
Hey, I'm over here just applying for grants left and right.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. As a member of Bike North Penn, we were down at a trail summit in Delaware County about a month ago, and there was a speaker there talking about how there's it's almost like dog years, there's trail years, and how long it takes to get a trail through. And also talked about some of the challenges with the federal government funding right now, even for grants that had been passed already, now those being pulled back. So I just appreciate the fact that we're being proactive, that we're requesting the funds, and I understand it takes time, and I just appreciate the fact that it's moving forward. So full support for passing this. Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, President Carter. And last on my section, agenda item 22, which is going to require a roll call vote. I have a motion to approve the purchase of a new utility vehicle from Bergey's Ford for the Parks and Recreation Department in the amount of $63,500.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna, can you please do the roll call vote?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Number 23 on the agenda, under wastewater treatment, I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of an air compressor from Pro Compressor in the amount of $5,070. Can I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Motion passes unanimously. I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of a new interior lighting and installation by BSI, Inc. in the amount of $64,800. Can I have a second?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna, could you do a roll call?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Motion passes unanimously. I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposal for the installation of street lamps by BSI in the amount of $39,530. Can I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Number 26, I'd like to make a motion to approve the revised RAS and WAS pumps purchase from Reorder Materials in the amount of $197,500. Can I have a second?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna, can you do a roll call?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Motion passes unanimously. Number 27 on the agenda, I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2025-2028 sludge hauling bid award to Hydrotech Environmental in the amount of 0.0849 per gallon for a 3-year contract. Can I have a second?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Number 28, I'd like to make a motion to approve the March 2025 open invoices. Can I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? Yeah, can I have a roll call?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Motion passes unanimously. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I'd like to make a motion to approve the March 2025 paid invoices. Can I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do you have any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna, can I have a roll call?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you all for coming out this evening. That ends our meeting for today. This meeting's adjourned.